Welcome back everyone to the best practices video for second grade. In this video, I will share what can be expected to be seen and heard in math classrooms. What do you notice and what do you wonder about this image? I'm sure none of us want to see signs like this again. But how do you know a cow measures 6 feet? What measurement tool was used to measure the cow? Is there a more appropriate tool that could have been used to measure the cow? In this second grade unit, students will explore length using formal measuring tools, inverse relationships, and solving problems with length. This unit of study will encompass the following key learning goals: measuring the lengths of two objects using the same standard units of length and determining the difference between their measurements, estimating and measuring the length of an object to the nearest inch, foot, yard, centimeter, or meter using formal measuring tools such as rulers, yardsticks, meter sticks, and measuring tape, solving 1- and 2-step real-world addition and subtraction problems within 100 about length, and as I mentioned on the previous slide, inverse relationships will be covered in this second grade unit, such as in the final learning goal, understanding that the shorter the unit of measure, the more units are needed to measure the length of an object, and the longer the unit of measure, the fewer units are needed to measure the length of an object. These goals can also be found in the STEMscopes parent letter.
A ruler, a yardstick, a meter stick, and a measuring tape for each group. For Part 1, select 6 items around the classroom for students to measure. Have a packing box available to show students what the items need to fit into when placed in the cabinet. For Part 2, gather a stapler, pen, notebook, sticky notepad, and a pair of teacher scissors. Part 1. Tell students that today they will help you measure items in the classroom to see if they will fit in a box that can be stored in a cabinet on the last day of school. Direct students' attention to the ruler, yardstick, meter stick, and measuring tape. Allow students a few moments to discover the manipulatives and experience how they work with their groups. Instruct students to choose a measuring tool to measure the 6 items you selected around the box or the cabinet. Students will record the name of the item being measured, the measurement tool used, estimation, actual length, and if the item will fit in the box or cabinet. When writing their estimations and actual lengths, students should include a number and units. Tell students that the items from your desk can be packed into one of the boxes that has extra room. Direct students' attention to the object they have been given. Instruct students to use their ruler to measure using the specified units in the table in Part 2. Remind students to measure to the nearest unit. Rotate objects until each group has had an opportunity to measure each object and record their lengths in the table. Students will answer each question by writing a number sentence using subtraction to determine how much shorter one object is than another and express the length difference in terms of a standard length unit. Students will discuss and answer the reflection question.
On the previous slide, you saw activities that should be seen in classrooms to help students achieve their learning goals in this unit. As in previous videos, the mathematical thinking and reasoning standards are in the right bottom corner, and the activities you just saw could demonstrate MTRs 1, 2, 5, and 7. So what does student learning sound like in the classroom? Types of questions teachers ask will dictate and drive the discussions and conversations students will participate in. These are examples of math chat questions provided by STEMscopes that can be found in the Explorers. Notice these are open-ended questions that will facilitate thinking and explanations from our students. The conversations from these questions could demonstrate MTRs 1, 4, 6, and 7. We should hear mathematical vocabulary being used by both the teacher and the students as they participate in their explorations and discussions. Provided is a list that can be found in the STEMscopes parent letter. With progression through the unit of study, we should see multiple opportunities for students to demonstrate their knowledge and understanding. This could include exit tickets throughout the Explorers. as well as show what you know tasks as follow-ups. Fluency Builder games can also be used for students to practice their content knowledge. Provided here is 4 in a row. Partner 1 shows Partner 2 a question card. If they answer correctly, they get to place a counter or mark a spot on the board. First to get 4 in a row wins. These are engaging for students and provide the teacher with informal assessments to gauge the students' understanding throughout the unit. Exit tickets can be found in Explorers and show what you knows are in the Explains. Fluency builders and other activities can be found under STEMscopes Elaborate. In the classroom, these activities could demonstrate MTRs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. As we visit classrooms, we may want to ask questions to better gauge students' understanding on the current content. Here are some examples of questions that could be asked. These questions and others can be found on mathsmarts.com or by clicking on the benchmark links in the instructional guides. Explanations to the questions could demonstrate MTRs 4, 5, and 6. Within STEMscopes, you will also find engaging activities for students to continue learning at home. The Tic-Tac-Toe board allows students to choose activities. Some examples are Create It, What's About the Same, and Find a Measure. These activities are not done in the classroom, but are still demonstrating MTRs 2, 3, and 7. We hope this video was helpful with providing great examples and tips on what one could see or hear in math classrooms in this unit. For more tips, check out the next Best Practices video.